Hi, I'm John Aiello, a librarian at Pearl River Public Library, and 5 years ago, along with the help of the director and the board, I started the Learning Lab at PRPL. Since then, we've offered over 500 classes in tech, STEAM, and personal enrichment for patrons of all ages. Coding with Python, robotics, apps and website design, digital photography, and writing have been some of our mainstays. We were one of the first places around to offer all of this kind of programming, and it's been clear that we've fulfilled a very important educational role in this community. For many patrons, particularly the youngest ones, the lab has provided their first real tech learning experience. So it's not surprising that the question I hear most often is, when will you be adding more classes? Unfortunately, that's a tough question to answer. In 2015, when we started the lab, we knew there was no time to waste. Kids, in particular, needed to learn coding and other tech skills as soon as possible. So we put 2 glass walls up in a corner and put an enthusiastic teacher in the new room, and the kids have been pouring in ever since. But 5 years and 500 programs later, the room is no bigger than it was the day we put it up. In fact, the walls still don't reach the ceiling, because if they did, the lab would have no heat or AC. But since the walls don't reach the ceiling, all the fun we have learning and creating things can be heard all around the building. The lab is a tight space, about a third the size of a typical classroom. And while you can fit a lot of code on a computer screen, when an excited kid programs that code into one of our robots, they want to see it move around in the world, not fall off a table. Our room is a tiny space to try and dream big in. It's so tiny, in fact, that we routinely turn kids away from classes because they're full to the fire code capacity. In a room that's not really a room, electrical outlets are also hard to come by. And so is storage, and so is the flexibility needed to reconfigure the space every time we switch from teaching 4th graders about app development to teaching senior citizens about their email accounts. Sometimes those classes are only 15 minutes apart. In some libraries, the answer would be to take over another room, but Pearl River Public Library does more programming than just about any other library in the system. All our rooms are as busy and bustling as the lab is, and unfortunately, all our rooms are as old and as outdated as the building itself, which hasn't been upgraded in decades now. We know as well as anyone that 21st century libraries are about much more than books on shelves. They're about learning and enrichment, getting work done, and bumping into a neighbor at a knitting club or a book group or a yoga class. They're about making community connections and helping people stay connected to the latest developments in a quickly changing world. The staff at PRPL has a lot to offer, and our Learning Lab is just one part of that big picture. We're committed to providing the services the kids and the rest of our community need and deserve, but our building just can't get us to the future together. With input from you, our director and a planning team have come up with a library renewal plan that will allow us to become the 21st century library that Pearl River deserves, and to add lasting value to our community that will be evident in the lives of our patrons every day. We thank you for your past and continued support. If you need any additional information, visit our website at www.pearlriverlibrary.org, call us at 845-735-4084, or come in and visit. We'll gladly answer all your questions. Thanks.